So what I have in this little package right here is the LETV LeEco Le2. Bit of a mouthful, but it's a budget mobile phone from China that has a 5.5-inch screen. And it has an interesting processor in it because it's got the Helio X20. Now that's a deca-core, that's 10 cores, quite a lot of cores there, 3 gigabytes of RAM, 32 gigabyte eMMC, and it is running Android 6. So this one here I picked up from tinydeal.com, and they shipped it with an express carry here, which is SF Express, and it took about just over a week, about a week and a half to arrive, and I didn't have to pay any taxes. For those interested, you can see they declared it as 42 US. So let's get into it. So relatively light packing. They've only just put a light bit of bubble wrap around it. So there is the LETV logo. Now this is the first time I've actually reviewed this brand, so it's new to me, so I'm really interested to see how the quality stacks up for a approximately about 220 US mobile phone. So here along the back here we just have a few specs. That is all in Chinese. It does have a USB Type-C port and also has a 16 megapixel rear camera, but we'll have a look at it right now. Alright, so that we have nicely packaged up there. Here is our charger. That's actually quite a heavy charger, and it has a Quick Charge 3 logo by the looks of it. I think that's a Quick Charge 3 logo. Well, it definitely is a quick charger because it supports 12 volts and 2 amps. So hopefully that will be able to charge it quite quickly. And here is an included USB Type-C port there. And they've also bundled a Type-C to 3.5mm headphone adapter there. Well, that's interesting. I thought this had a dedicated 3.5mm headphone jack. Perhaps it doesn't. No, it doesn't. So that's a bit of a downside there. So you can see it's in a sort of rosy gold color. Not particularly fond really of this color, but that is what it is. Along the bottom there we can see there's the Type-C port, and there'll obviously be a microphone, and one of these will be the loudspeaker in there. And along the back here there's a fingerprint sensor. Here's a 16 megapixel rear camera, LED flash of course, and it looks like a tiny little dot there which would be our secondary microphone. Now these stripes along here, they're obviously for the antenna, and on the right side we have power on, volume up and down, and that is just an IR blaster on there. And here is the SIM tray. So they'll probably give us a SIM tool in the pack here, I imagine. I can see there, it's actually marked on there, instructions and SIM tool. And there we go, there's the SIM tool. So I have a quick look at that SIM tray before I get on to measuring the thickness of this Le2. So we have the dual SIM. So you've got 2 nano SIMs there. Okay, I'll just get my scales and see how much it weighs. Oh, I almost forgot. Right here in the front we have an 8 megapixel front facing camera. That's the earpiece of course, and then a proximity light sensor. It actually feels very light, especially compared to my Mi Max. So 156 grams. And have a quick look at the thickness. And it is 8.2 millimeters. Actually, no, sorry, 8. Squeezing that down a bit harder. Alright, so I'll just power this on, get rid of these screen protectors. Very fine text there. It's saying your device has been unlocked and can't be trusted. Your device will boot in 5 seconds. Interesting. I didn't expect to see that. Looks like a nice screen. It almost looks like it's bezel-less there, but obviously it's not. Just does have a black border, I can already see that. But I guess if you've got a black background there, it will make it look almost bezel-less. Okay, that screen is very dull for some reason. So the screen powered up with the adaptive brightness turned off and completely on the lowest setting. And I couldn't in fact make out where to go or even see the screen properly. So I had to do another take of that. And I found the brightness settings. There is no swipe down setting there to adjust the brightness that you normally see on Android phones there. You can quickly go along and adjust the slider for brightness. Not here for some reason. Now I'm new to LETV's ROMs. This is their UI that they put on top of Android 6. It's their own skin, just like MIUI. And just having a look too at the screen, it's quite a nice looking screen. Having 403 ppi there does make it quite sharp indeed, and definitely good to look at. No real complaints at all with this screen. Now their build quality too seems really good. We're talking about 210 US, remember, for this budget to mid-range phone. And I find that, yeah, it does look really nice. Not too fond of this rose pink kind of color. Not really my kind of thing. I know that's been coming out a lot recently. You see a lot of mobile phones now using either the gold or the rose colors. And overall, yeah, the finish of it, the fit of it too, with the screen fitting in with the metal rear housing, you can see that those lines there are perfect, fits in very nice. Overall, so far, I am impressed definitely with the build. Feels good in hand too. Reasonably grippy, good access to the power on and volume up and down buttons there. So back looking at the ROM quickly, just to show you what version. Let's have a look and see. Android, oh there it is, up at the top, not down the bottom. Android version 6, and there's minor, well, details there of the CPU. So it's the Helio X20 as mentioned, got 10 cores and has a maximum speed of 2.3 gigahertz. Now this is running their EUI version, 5.6.013, stable. And let's have a look and see what free storage we have available. So free available storage, 23 gigabytes, more or less there. And installed applications, so someone has installed Google Play Store there, and the Tiny Deal Store app. So no doubt that was actually Tiny Deal went on there, put Google Play on there for me. So if I do a factory reset, I'm pretty sure I will actually lose that, because a lot of these phones from China don't come pre-installed with Google Play, which is why retailers have to go in and put them on there for us. So Bloatware doesn't seem to be a lot on there, just that store app, while CM Security, Super Manager, no idea what that is. This looks like it is a LETV application. Oh no, okay, that's Super Manager is basically that Clean Master, isn't it? So that's just an application there just to remove some of the junk files. We have a remote that looks like it's Chinese. No, okay, that's good. And clock, a few other apps on there. So useful apps, no real bloatware. That is good to see. And quickly just launch the camera. So we have a 16 megapixel rear facing camera, and hopefully that should take reasonably good photos. I will be going out and taking some video samples and some front facing camera samples and whatnot soon. I've just noticed too that it does have a kind of iOS look about it, doesn't it? Because it's got that round button that looks to me just like the iPhone UI they have set up for their cameras there. And you probably can't see it on the camera, but there our back button there, our home and recent apps, they are backlit LEDs, LED lit, sorry. You can just make them out, hopefully, just there. So I did find out the shortcut to adjust your brightness, turn on your wireless or mobile data. It's different on LETV. So you just have to do a swipe along the bottom, it's a gesture, and that brings up the task manager. So here you can move along here, close various apps, switch to different apps, and there we have the slider for the screen brightness. Yay, I found it. But why did they have to change that? Personally, I don't really like this arrangement. I think it would have been just better how they have it on most mobile phones that are running Android. And that is not this, of course, as just to do the old swipe down, turn your data on, your mobile data on. But no, this is only now for notifications. So you can clear all the notifications, you can manage them from there. But when it comes to the task manager and the toggles, they're done from this screen now with that gesture. So overall, first impressions, the build of it seems quite good. Now I will be running through all my benchmarks and go through battery life test as well as a camera sample. So if you are interested in this particular mobile phone here, keep an eye on the playlist because I will be updating that during the week and hopefully have a full detailed review of this particular model up in about a week's time there. So keep an eye out for that. Thank you for watching and hopefully see you back on the channel.